Welcome in, Chiefs Kingdom, to a very special Chiefs Latest episode. I am your host, Calvin Silvers. That's right, we reached our 1,000 subscriber goal. I truly cannot believe it. Your guys' love, support, comments, likes, shares, all that from the beginning excelled this channel at a rate that I did not think was even possible. Again, I don't even have the words to thank you guys. It truly means a lot to me. We're still going to continue big things here at Chiefs Latest, and the next goal is 1,500. I know we can reach it, and we got an action-packed episode here for you guys today. That's right, a big matchup with our AFC West rivals, the Denver Broncos. We're going to break it all down. Of course, I still got to give the spiel, but I'll try to make it quick here. If you haven't already, if you weren't part of the 1,000, well, you can be part of the first 1,500 subscribers. Go ahead, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button and turn on those notifications, as we have daily, that's right, daily videos here at Chiefs Latest, Monday through Friday. You don't want to miss any of the news, rumors, or actions regarding this team. 1,000 subscribers. That's right, you can be part of the Chiefs Latest family. Go ahead, hit that button, turn on those notifications, as it not only helps me in the channel, but it's going to help you stay up to date with everything Kansas City Chiefs. Well, I thought the bye week was supposed to be a reset for teams, especially here for our Chiefs, but we're now adding on new dings right before the biggest game of the season here against Denver. Thursday dropped some new names, some important names on the report. George Karlaftis is dealing with a thumb, and Xavier Worthy is dealing with his ankle. Both were limited on Wednesday and Thursday. Karlaftis is the pass rush heartbeat for a unit that has been far from impressive this season. Karlaftis comes into the contest with 5 sacks. That leads the entire Chiefs defense. It makes sense why the team rewarded him with a lucrative deal earlier this year. I said I thought it was a good deal. He gets better as the season goes. So if he is out, again, this unit that's already thin is now going to be even more thin, paper thin, as I'm going to call it. Worthy is already playing through a torn labrum that he suffered back in week 1. And it's been so bad that he's had to wear a harness ever since. So he can't play as aggressive as he wants. And with his slender frame already, again, has to play a different way. So now you add an ankle tweak on top of the torn labrum and everything else he's dealing with. Again, one of our over-the-top receivers is in jeopardy of not playing. Pacheco, he still did not practice on Thursday, pointing to that his knee is not ready for action. And Andy Reid hinted on this Monday, and it's now all but confirmed that he's likely going to be out for Sunday. The good news, if there is any, Josh Simmons and Jawan Taylor have both been full participants on Wednesday and Thursday. On the Denver side of things, J.K. Dobbins, 5th in the NFL, 772 rushing yards. He did not practice again on Thursday. Pat Surtain, Defensive Player of the Year last year. Alex Singleton were also out of practice on Thursday. Singleton is a massive loss for Denver. He leads the team in both snaps and tackles as the Mike linebacker. So yeah, this bye week turned into an injury roulette all of a sudden. Karlaftis, Worthy, they're hurt. Pacheco's sideline still, but hey, at least Simmons and Taylor are ready to go. And with the Broncos missing Dobbins plus Surtain, the Chiefs here, they might, they kind of caught a break themselves. But again, we're dealing with our own things here late in the week. Hopefully those get cleaned up and are nothing too serious heading into Sunday. But not likely having Pacheco means the backfield is thin, and the Chiefs have to finally let Rashard Smith loose a little bit. At least give him a bigger leash than what he's had these previous contests. They failed to use him last game against Buffalo. They allowed Clyde Edwards-Helaire to keep Smith's leash short. Why even bring up Clyde Edwards-Helaire and give him even a handful of snaps? It's not really needed. Let Hunt and Rashard Smith handle most of it, if not all of it. Denver's pressure is brutal. First in pressures, 111. Sack rate, 12.4%. That's first in the league. Knockdowns, 40. That's also first in the league. Mahomes won't have much time this week. So quick passes out of the backfield, it's going to be crucial. Hence again, why you go with Rashard Smith. We should see throws within 2.5 seconds of the snap, meaning expect a lot of pre-snap motion. Set up quick throws for Mahomes. Alleviate the effect of this Denver front four. It's going to be brutal. So a heavy dosage of Rashee Rice in this game, a fair amount of Travis Kelce, Juju Smith-Schuster, that's going to be expected. Mahomes has to get the ball out quickly. But back to Smith, he's a weapon. He's had 19 targets, 14 catches, 102 receiving yards this season. Remember, he's an ex-wide receiver, so he has the hands, and he's a physical blocker as well. He's a 2-in-1 package. It really just comes down to, can the coaches trust him? Screens, checkdowns, extra protections. He could be a nice chess piece this weekend. Again, as they say, pressure makes diamonds. Throw him in the mix now, your 7th-round pick, and maybe with this pressure, he molds into something that we haven't seen yet. Kareem Hunt went 4.5 yards per carry on 11 carries in a game that remained a one-score contest for significant stretches against the Bills. That kind of imbalance limits play action effectiveness. It allows defenses to sit back. As we know, Josh Simmons is still up in the air as being thrown back in the starting left tackle rotation. But all hands on board are going to be needed again against this Denver front four. Broncos rush defense brings in a 78.3 PFF grade. That's 7th in the league. They have 4.6 sacks a game. That's first. 105 blitzes. That's 5th in the league. 9 players with 2+ sacks. Nick Bonito, Jonathan Cooper. They combined for 17 sacks on the season. Are you getting the message? This is going to be scary. We need all hands on deck on our offensive line. Mahomes took 18 pressures versus the Bills, and it happened to be his worst game. Who would have thought? Without Simmons, Jalen Moore gave up 12 pressures and 3 sacks in his 4-game span. Simmons versus Moore, 71.2 PFF pass block versus 64.6 that Jalen Moore has. Simmons is the guy if he's ready, if he is in football shape from being out of the facility for so long. Chiefs are too predictable as well on offense. 11 personnel, 52% of the time. That's for receivers. They go 12 personnel only 32% of the time. Increasing the use of 12 personnel is going to create more dynamic looks. It's going to support the ground game. It enhances play action. Hopefully the Chiefs kind of flip the script here a little bit. And if Worthy isn't 100%, then why is Thornton limited? Bring his snap numbers back. He had 13 catches for 272 yards and 3 touchdowns in his first 5 weeks. Now he's averaging 15 snaps a game. He can stretch the field. Again, if Worthy's out, that's an option you need to look at. So this offense needs to finally put some trust in Smith, especially with quick throws and maybe incorporating some different personnel. Don't rely so much on 11 personnel. You're becoming too predictable. You're doing it over half the time. Defenses know what to expect when they're facing us. Let's see if they learn their lesson here in the bye week. Well, Denver's offense has been stuck in neutral. 28 points combined the last 2 weeks. Mix that with 15 punts as well. They sit middle of the pack in almost every offensive category. Bo Nix is inconsistent. He has 6.1 yards per attempt, sure, but he's 30th in off target, 18.5%. He's 20th in completion percentage, 60.8%, and struggles versus 7 in coverage. He skips his progressions. When it's quick throws, he does a lot better. He has one read. He knows usually what is going to be open because of the scheme. Here in the zone, when he has some time, you would think, oh, he would be better. No, he actually struggles when they drop more in coverage. 28.8% of 3-and-outs as an offense here for Denver. Only Philly is worse, but Philly scores touchdowns 81% of the time in the red zone compared to the 64.5% of the Broncos. Chiefs' run defense has been holding ground, 12th in yards allowed in the league. No big plays to my knowledge, but RJ Harvey starts if Dobbins is going to be out. They rely on his hands, kind of like we do with Smith. 25 receptions, 175 yards, 4 touchdowns. But he also adds 50 carries, 214 yards, and 2 touchdowns. The pass rush, we've been talking about it. It's hard to come by for Kansas City. And we can expect that to continue as Denver's offensive line is a premier unit led by some bookend tackles. They also have some size advantage. Cortland Sutton, 6'4", Troy Franklin, 6'3", combined for over 1,000 yards, 9 touchdowns. Or, in simpler terms, half of Bo Nix' production. Sutton has shown us some issues here and there before. He's a catch-point bully, but McDuffie, Watson, they've been playing well this season. They have to eliminate the 50-50 balls because with the height, might not go their way. Also, remember my mention of 11 personnel? Well, Sean Payton loves it. as his offenses consistently rank among league leaders when it comes to playing 11 personnel. So Spags is going to be ready, having going against our own offense, saying, quote, "We see 11 personnel from April during OTAs and camp. Our guys are in it all the time. So it's not something that we're uncomfortable with," end quote. Our linebacker coverage will also be key. Bo Nix, he likes to throw, but again, he's been shaky here and there. Being a pass-heavy offense, you can't let anyone leak behind you. So we know Nix, yes, shaky, unless it's the fourth quarter. Their O-line, it's going to be tough. Don't expect us to have any pass rush like we haven't had all season. And they have big, dangerous wide receivers. Harvey could be more in the mix here, so we got to get ready for that. Our linebackers just have to be ready overall. All right, that is our preview here of Sunday's game. It's going to be a big one, but speaking of our interior D-line depth being thin, a potential solution came up on Thursday as Jags cut Colin Saunders, the Chiefs' third rounder back in 2019. He got 2 rings with us, then he went to the Saints and obviously the Jags. The trade deadline has passed, so the waivers are the only way to add any help. Saunders knows Reed and Spags very well. It's a low-risk reunion here if you're the Chiefs. He hasn't been a factor this season, just 25 snaps in 2 games with the Jags. But Chris Jones is recruiting once again here this season, saying he wants Saunders back like he wanted Pennell back. Chiefs are 17th in the waiver order, so they have to hope that 16 teams pass on the veteran defender. The good news is teams like the Titans, the Browns, the Jets that are ahead in the order are either tanking or they don't have a need for him. However, a team like the Ravens, who sit 13th, they could snag him for some injury depth. He had a mixed tenure in case he injuries early, playing just 3 games in year 2, and then he played 7 in year 3. But that contract year, he played in 16 games, 3.5 sacks, 9 pressures, and a rotational piece. Beach loves reunions as well. Derek Nottie trade, Pennell re-sign, Norman Lott's out now as well. The D-line needs some body. Sure, the Jags gave him up, but the fit and the scheme truly mattered to a player. Again, coming back to KC might unlock something that the Jags could not get from him. Spags, he's a genius. I mean, he's up now for these head coaching rumors. So pairing him back up with Spags could also be a good fit. Well, that is all that I have for you guys on this lovely Friday. Once again, I can't thank you guys enough for 1,000 subscribers. It's truly amazing to see that number next to this channel. When it started just a few months ago, again, I did not think we would be at this point. If you haven't already, continue to support the channel. Hit that subscribe button. Come be a part of the Cheifs Latest crew. And if you've been a fan or a subscriber or a viewer since day one, let me know in the comments. I want to give some of you guys a shout out in the next episode. Just want to show my love and support to you guys that have given me love and support since the beginning. And also, in the comments, let me know what your guys' thoughts are for this game that is upcoming against the Broncos. What do you think we need to do? What are you scared of? And what is your final score prediction? Once again, I am your host, Calvin Silvers. You are listening to Cheifs Latest. Thanks again for 1,000 subscribers. And until next time, have a good one.